Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. If you're new here, please tap that subscribe button below for more weight loss stories and to join our awesome community, the Narwhals. Morbidly obese people of this subreddit, what do you think led to your weight gain? And how do you think you could have prevented it? I think mine was a result of growing up in poverty, and not quite food scarcity level poverty, although we did use food banks and food stamps sometimes. It meant that we ate very cheap things: pasta, fatty hamburger, fatty pork, ramen noodles, and no veggies other than canned corn and potatoes, instant things like frozen pizza, hamburger helper, Michelin's TV dinners. And I always accepted food if offered because it was smart to. My mom came from poverty too. It did not really know how to cook. No fresh veggies, no fresh fruit, not much seasoning. Also, cheap soda, cheap snack cakes. Those are all cheap things that are enjoyable, almost entertainment. Going to the movies is at least $10, but a 2-liter of generic soda is 70 cents for the whole thing. I think sugar and carbs are some of the few enjoyable things many lower income people can't afford. Then, when I got older in high school and had some money from jobs, I discovered restaurants. We only had fast food maybe once a week, the buffet for special occasions, and truck stop diner if traveling to family, so they were all so good. I ate at Olive Garden for the first time at 15. Of course, it's not great, but it's good, and it was so much better than what I had in the past. So in high school and college, and right after graduating, I loved restaurants. So even if I began eating better at home when I left my household and started to enjoy veggies and fruits and buy healthier cuts of meats, the restaurants continued giving me excess calories. For the last few years, it's been worse, because now I really enjoy cooking and it sucks to limit myself. I also love baking, especially rolls and bread. Yeah, I can make a great veggie stir fry with just soy sauce and it's tasty, but a chicken stir fry with chicken thighs for more flavor and sesame oil and rice added in, it's just plain better. And even if it's well balanced, it's more calories. And more calories combined with restaurants and drinks and whatnot is so easy to put you over. I think it stems from the fact that I like making food I didn't grow up with and enjoy being able to buy whatever things I want and make food that feels respectable and grown up. Like a good number of people who were athletes in school, but not after graduation, or the majority of veterans I know, I ate the same as always, and just minus the consistent, strenuous activity. And then I got fat. No trauma, no addiction. I am too cheap for restaurant food. It took 10 years for me to get 100 pounds overweight, and that averages to less than 1 pound per month gain. Could I have prevented it? Well, on one hand, yes, obviously, by either realizing I no longer need to eat to fuel a part-time job worth of exercise, or by continuing to swim and gym as much as I used to. I mean, the internet is a thing. I could have looked up my total daily energy expenditure and downloaded MyFitnessPal within the first 10 pounds I gained. On the other hand, I have never been the fattest person in the room, despite being morbidly obese. I never struggled in day-to-day life. I never had to shop at plus-size stores. I didn't get winded walking upstairs, or get type 2 diabetes, or whatever other wake-up call one might assume comes with the 40-plus BMI. There's not a whole lot of incentive in my culture to have felt the need to prevent being still healthier than 33% of my peers, you know? Obesity just comes with the territory in too many parts of America. And 2/3 of adults in the USA aren't suffering from BED or childhood trauma that resulted in food addiction. I was thin as a child. My mother and I moved quite a few times while she was still trying to figure out what to do with her life. She had me at 17, so she was still figuring life out. One place we settled down for quite a few years and I made some really good friends. Previously, I was too young to really care if we moved a lot, but after a few years of living there, my mom started having back problems and decided to move back home with my grandmother for her to help out. Leaving my first really close friends gutted me, and I basically wouldn't leave the house. All I really had to do during that time was eat. And my grandmother was very good at making high-calorie meals that aren't the greatest for you, but tasted good. Years of loathing being away from my friends, no internet or anything at the time, so I just couldn't stay in contact, and eating to pass the time just added up. And once I got to the point in school where kids would readily make fun of me for weight issues, it just got worse. I was overweight since most likely 5th or 6th grade, and became obese probably around high school. I'm now back in the overweight range and a little over 20 pounds away from being in the healthy weight range for the first time since childhood. I'm 32 right now. And needless to say, the younger years of being overweight took a toll on my mental well-being. I'm finally feeling better now though. I stress eat because I enjoy it, and it provides comfort. Some people like drinking, some like smoking, and some like to eat. It's unfortunate that everyone knows my vice just by taking one look at me. I personally think that the hate for fat people comes from people being confronted with their own self-control issues when they see a fat person. But that wasn't your question. Anyway, this whole quarantine brought about some really bad habits that I haven't had in a long time. It was interesting to see how quickly I started eating whole sleeves of cookies or a bag of mini donuts during this stressful time. I'm 32 now, but I've been overweight and now morbidly obese my whole life. I believe during my childhood and early adulthood, my mom had a lot of her own shame with her weight and relationship with food, which I'm sure translated to me while growing up. On top of getting picked on and other things, it was really hard to love myself and my body, cue eating for comfort. In my mid to late 20s, I figured out how to make better food choices without any sort of feeling of deprivation, and it just became how I ate eventually. I've always enjoyed physical activity, so I just do it to do it. I hadn't really gained weight in 5 to 7 years, plus or minus 10 pounds doing these things. I felt like I had a much better relationship with my overall health during this time. But yeah, so then the pandemic hit, and I'm an ICU RN, and I had a baby that spent time in the NICU 8 months ago, and I've had a lot of family crap going on, and stressed like a mofo. And I apparently lost all coping for a solid month or two, drinking in the daytime and eating total crap. And it became obvious. And this is why I weigh 264 pounds, 5'5" female. And this is how I got here. But this time, I don't feel the shame, and it's changed the game completely. I've been going ham on some delicious treats, lol. I just allowed myself this time to sort this crap out of my mind. I got exercise when I could, and now I feel like there's some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm wanting to make better choices again, slowly but surely, and I know I'll get my healthy relationship back eventually. No rush, one better choice at a time. Noticing how far in the past my bad habits were made me realize how much progress I've made, so I'm excited to get back to it. Thinking back, my weight problem started when my mom had to work. I was in 3rd grade at the time, stressed out from 2 jobs, a single mom with 3 kids. Who could blame her when she just gave in to my food tantrums? I wasn't an obese child, just a slightly overweight one, but I do believe this is where my poor relationship with food started. My weight got better when I joined team sports in high school, but I never properly learned to finish eating when I was full. I was ravenous after practice, and my mom would get me a whole bucket of chicken wings from the grocery store to devour by myself for dinner at least once a week. I would have multiple helpings of dinner too. After I graduated, I didn't have sports to balance my overeating, so I quickly went from 175 pounds to 215 pounds. I made friends who were obese, and all we would do when we hung out was eat, eat, and eat. I also started a sedentary office job. In just 2 years, I went from 215 pounds to my highest weight, 273 pounds. And there might be an emotional component, but I think it's more so that I never learned proper eating habits, which got worse when I became an adult and made my own money. A couple bad habits as a kid are definitely part of it. We ate home cooked, but not super healthy. Large portions of pasta and bread, and canned veggies sometimes. I got told I had to finish everything on my plate before I could leave the table, and given ice cream for dessert every single day. Lunch and dinner were always followed by candy or ice cream. I never realized that that was weird. Also, along with having to clean my plate, I let my mom serve me my portions until I was like 16, and she was obese for my entire childhood. Emotional eating definitely plays a huge role though. Eating brings peace to my anxiety and a spark of joy to my depression. Even if you're broke and alone, you can usually whip up something decadent to feel better. A box of cake mix is only $1. It didn't have to be the thing I gave myself to feel better, but it's accessible and it's been my crutch for a very, very long time. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our Reddit community. To join our Reddit community, just open the description below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories, and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. Trippy Ariel says, finally, I'm in a healthy weight range after so many years. A starting weight 249 pounds, a current weight 163 pounds, and so far lost 84 pounds. A Christian says, I started my weight loss journey November 16th, 2019, and have since lost over 130 pounds doing the keto diet, intermittent fasting, and exercising. For anybody struggling with their weight loss, keep it up. You will be amazed. Need Mo Space says, started my weight loss journey at 90 kilos in Feb 2020, left, and hit 65 kilos right recently. After 6 months of running 5 kilometers, doing HIIT in the morning, and portioning my food better, I feel way healthier nowadays. I just want to thank Luke for the inspiring videos and this community for the support. Thanks for sharing, Featured Narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. Thanks for watching, Narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.